it all day. And we've been taking care of business every day. Taking care of business every way. We've been taking care of business. It's all mine. Taking care of business. And I've been working overtime. Work out.
Hello, everybody. We are live. As my fellow network people would call this, an emergency podcast. Live. So, the headline says, Brendan Sullivan jumps into the portal 2 or 3 weeks into this spring practice. Now, I honestly thought that he would anyway. I said this on earlier shows that I predicted that the people who started spring started in the spring at quarterback would probably not. A couple of them probably wouldn't finish the season or the spring in it, but I thought they would wait till the end of spring. And so Brendan Sullivan has jumped in. As you guys know, he started a few games for us last year, got injured, saved the day on a couple of good running plays. I know that a lot of people weren't fans of his, but he's gone, and it's not surprise. To me, all that tells me is that Brown and Shaggy both have stepped up their game, and they're probably looking a little bit better in practice. As I would think that Jimmy Sullivan's probably looking pretty good too. So as that goes, but okay, so we got Sullivan after he transferred in last year from Northwestern. Okay. And contrary to popular belief, he is not a holdover from Brian Ferentz. He came to us, I think, a year ago, June, right? So he played 2024. He earned the Team Hustle Award this year. He played in 10 games, starting 3, completed 38 of 53 passes, 3 interceptions, 3 touchdowns, and had 47 rushes for 150 yards, 4 touchdowns on the season. And he when he was under center, Iowa was 19 of 19 in scoring opportunities, 16 touchdowns, 3 field goals, led to Iowa 79 points in his first extended look under center wins. Okay. So yeah. So he was a 10 Lester. He's not a Brian Ferentz holdover, just so everybody understands that. I saw already where people were saying he was a Brian Ferentz holdover. No. He didn't even come to Iowa until June last year. Anyway, okay, so in Northwestern and Wisconsin wins, he completed a 9 for 14, 80 yards, long of 40, rushed 8 times for 40 yards, long of 8, and so on and so forth. His 58 yards rushing was the most since 2015 CJ Beathard. The last time Iowa quarterback had 58 yards and 1 touchdown rushing was 2002 Brad Banks. Okay, so it makes you wonder why we weren't looking for quarterbacks that were Brad Bank types. Okay, you feel free to comment if you're on here. I won't be on a super long time. I just kind of wanted to come on here and let's talk about the what it is. Okay, so at Northwestern he didn't do much. At Northwestern, he played in 13 games, completing 134 of 195 passes with 5 touchdowns for 1,303 yards and rushed for 257 yards and 3 scores. I think the one thing we'll miss about him is his legs, but you know what? I honestly think between Brown, if he ends up being our starter, or the guy, gosh, guys, I'm so bad at this sometimes, forgetting names. But anyhow, with the next guy coming along, who's out with a shoulder injury, but is going to be starting to throw June 1st or May 1st. And so full physical throwing. Okay, so he's going to come on, and so that should be our presumed starter. With I would think Brown would be our backup, and then Shaggy either number 3 or Jimmy number 3. The other one relegated to the scout team. Iowa usually doesn't have more than 4 quarterbacks, and I believe I said by August we might have 6 quarterbacks on the team. Now it will be down to just 5, but 4 right now, and I think 5 in June, because we don't want to forget about the Northwestern Northwestern coach's kid coming to play I believe as a walk-on as a quarterback, but I bet we could utilize him somewhere else because I heard he's pretty athletic. Okay, so we got that taken care of. Brendan Sullivan is gone. I didn't expect it to be so soon. I'm sure a lot of you guys thought he'd be gone too, but like me, you were expecting that he would at least make it through spring camp. But so he'll be looking for a new home. Probably go to like a mid-major school where they could use him. It's always dangerous this time of year to jump back in the portal. Think about it. I mean, most schools have settled on what they have. They've spent their money. Teams like Iowa are now down under. They're now down under their 105, and so they now have room for I think 5 more scholarship transfer players. And honestly, you guys think what could they be looking for in the transfer portal of the football team? I will tell you. Okay, we are probably looking for a left tackle, maybe cornerback, a safety, maybe, or defensive tackle. So we could do that, or maybe even a long snapper. But I think they're trying to give the long snappers that are in camp right now every benefit of the doubt. They do that, but the one thing that was pointed out to me, some teams may still have 130 guys on the team. Yes, they do, because a lot of teams are going to try to play that right up until the last minute and hurt a lot of teams. Iowa, on the other hand, have been talking to their players since their season ended and letting them know, where they stood. They were more than welcome to stay for spring practice if they want, and they would help them find a home if they decided to leave after all. One of those guys is, Calvin. Actually, Calvin, I just read your text message you sent to me on air, so almost identical. Also, too, I forgot where I was going with that, but sorry. Okay. So with everything and that timeline for everybody getting in the portal, hopefully we find something. We find some needs that we need to fill. And hopefully it shows respect our Iowa coaches have for our players by letting everybody know ahead of time that they probably should be thinking about the portal. But they said everybody was welcome to stay through spring training if they wanted to. Which, as you guys know, darn it, darn it, guys, I'm not as prepared as I thought I was. The quarterback turned wide receiver. Got injured last year, jumped into the portal, but is still practicing with Iowa as we speak in the spring. But he's still listed as on the roster, and he's still listed in the portal. So I don't know whether he's considering staying or what. But the kid out of Florida. So yeah. Alrighty. And so, like I said, I don't want to take up a lot of your time tonight. It is a Friday night, and the other thing I kind of wanted to talk about is we got ourselves a big man. Okay. So the other day, Ben McCollum mentioned that we had yes, thank you, Calvin. James Rezar was the guy I was speaking about. And I don't know why sometimes this time of night, my brain goes into fart mode. But remember, I'm talking to you guys heavily medicated because I'm still only 8 days away from my post-op knee surgery, and I'm still a little going there. Okay, so so on Monday this past week, it was told to us, that Ben McCollum had mentioned that he had a big man commit on Monday. Today they made it official. 6'11" center, Trevin Jirak, who flipped his commitment from UNI to Iowa. He has a European skill set. I don't know. Does that mean he's from Europe? I don't know. I don't know where he's actually from. But so what are we getting? Okay. He went to West Des Moines Valley High School, but he was only like 6'3" when he was a freshman at West Des Moines Valley. And so he grew quite a bit. So, okay, so Jirak was part of Valley's 3 consecutive state championship titles. Honestly, I did not know. Thank you, Kelvin, for updating on that. My wife asked me to turn the game off, but yeah, it was 1-0 in the bottom of the 5 when I turned it off. Okay, so all right, 3 consecutive state channels for Jirak, spanning from 23 to 25. A regular starter on all 3 of those teams, recently capped off his high school career on the mountain top yet again. Since then, Jirak's college recruitment has taken a turn. Once a Northern Iowa signee, 2025 Mr. Basketball winner has changed plans and will play for the Iowa Hawkeyes under newly hired head coach Ben McCollum. Jirak is the first prospect to publicly join Iowa's 2025 high school class since McCollum landed at Iowa. Yeah, I keep hoping that a couple of those kids who decommitted, that we could get them back, but maybe he doesn't want them. You know, maybe he just wants to really flip the script from Fran and just like, hey, you know, those are Fran's guys. You know, I don't want them. You know, I don't know. But, you know, everybody except for Cooper Koch has he gotten rid of from the old regime from Fran's team. And, you know, and like I said, 3 or 4 people jumped into the portal after, way after McCollum took over. So I got a feeling he gently let them down and let them know that they just won't fit the style he wants to play this year, which is fine. But guys, you know, Cooper Koch is not the only holdover. There is another one. The name's spelled the same way, but pronounced Cook, who's still listed on the roster as a walk-on. So just to let you know, he's also going to be a sophomore along with Cooper, who probably with a medical redshirt is actually going to be a freshman this year. All right, okay. So honestly, I was just kind of looking to see if I could get some of his stats, but they don't really talk about his stats on here. I was just trying to look for it. That's fine. He could get up to 7 feet tall at 6'11". He might get to 7 feet tall, guys. They say he's still growing. You know, gosh, I wish I'd have been still growing my senior year. I'm as tall now as I was my senior year. Also, my senior year, I was this height, but also it was my height in freshman year at high school. I didn't grow. I stopped growing in 8th grade. And so instead of growing up like most teenagers, I went like this, whiteout. I went a whiteout. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, I just wanted to bring you up to those developments, and so just to say that yeah, and follow. I'm going to do a really quick break right here before we leave, and I'm going to do this real quick, and then. I should have spotted where that was at first. Okay. I think this is the one we want, guys.
Tonight we're on our border, we stick to the plan. Chaos and disorder, play them like a violin. I feel the fever rising, what a joy to see your hands. If you got something to say to me, so come on, here I stand. I start to shiver when it's out of control.
Okay. We are back. We are part of the Villain Sports Network. I owe a lot to Andrew and all the work he has done behind the scenes to help me look good on here, because most of the time I'm actually not looking that great. Kelvin talking about a 6'9" Spaniard visiting right now. 4-star point guard Lewis, high school kid here too. Maybe Huff of Tennessee, Chattanooga too. These are all people who are looking at Iowa. Oh yeah, Tate Sage is supposed to be a commit too. He's a 6'7" wing, supposedly committed. He's supposedly committed, but I'm sure we hear that. And have you guys? We talked a little bit about this on last night's show with Molly and Callie Levine. We talked about how all the freshmen, the entire freshman class of UCLA, a Final Four team, mind you, jumped into the portal. But it looks like UCLA point guard woman Frosh talking to Jan. One lucky fouled out at the end. The one that fouled Lucy at the end of the game, and I think she hit free throws that pretty much sealed the game away from us. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, so 4-star point guard Lewis. Is that the Lewis out of Johnson High School, Calvin? And the girl. But it sounds like it sounds like McCollum's staff and his players are starting to come around, and it's going to be good. I don't know if the team's going to be good next year, but it's going to be fun to watch again. No Mins. Okay, thank you. So yeah. So anyhow, I'm just going to get out of here, and thank you guys for watching this brief episode, and share it with your friends. Please do that. And okay, all right. So yeah, share this with your friends. Share it with Hawkeye people. Get it out there. If you haven't already, while you're watching, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button to like this content. Share it and comment. Leave comments, okay? Alrighty. So it's time to get out of here, guys. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate every second you guys watch.
I will never be free.